Let me ask you a question.
Jersey DWI.
How much you have to drink today? Okay. Starting at what time?
At lunch.
At lunch?
On the 22nd of March, 2024, Little Silver, New Jersey, officers stopped a driver on a residential street. She'd hit a curb so hard, both tires blew out, and kept driving. On the surface, she seemed calm and cooperative, but the longer officers stood with her, the harder it became to ignore what wasn't adding up. And what came next would change how officers saw everything she'd just said.
You all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to have to call somebody and have it fixed.
All right. Where are you heading?
Right to the fishery.
All right. Where'd you blow them out?
I think right,
I was
right
behind you. It was right at Rumson and 7 Bridge.
All right.
Yeah.
You have your lights on you?
Yeah,
Did you not see me behind you?
I didn't. I was just like focused on
Just leave here. Swing around him with your car. Thank you. All right. Are you okay?
Yeah. Should I just like...
Just hang out here for a minute, all right? I'll see if...
5-4 south.
See what's wrong with it. Did you hit anything?
Yeah, she got the smack the curb.
Okay. All right. Well, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything, taking any medication today or anything that affect your driving at all?
No.
No? Fall asleep? Or anything? On your phone?
I'm just rushing. Nope, just rushing back to work.
You work where?
I have the fishery in Little Silver.
The restaurant or the market? The market. You own that?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been running? You've always owned it?
Yeah. Well, 10 years, 11 years, 10 years.
Oh, okay. I've never met you. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You have the registration and insurance too?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have AAA?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Headquarters, can you start a 10-7 here for parents on call?
This is probably my... I definitely have a valid one.
Can you just give me the reg again one more time?
Plate 703 Baker Edward David 703 BED. Should come back to Gray Volvo SUV.
Refresh, hop down.
For some reason, it's not coming back on file.
I'm gonna have you step over to the sidewalk, all right? Thank you.
Let me check on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a disaster.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay. So, I know you're heading to the fishery. Where are you coming from?
My house in N.J.S.A.
Okay.
Charlie Zebra 85
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
71.
Is everything okay today? You seem upset.
I'm having a bad day, but
Something you want to let me know? Like, you all right?
no, just I have 5 kids. I have a lot going on.
How old are they?
28, 27, 23, 18, and 14. Can I leave it here and have...
No, we're gonna have a tow truck. Coming.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Jersey DWI.
How much you have to drink today?
I had probably 2 glasses of wine
Okay. Starting at what
at
time?
lunch.
At lunch?
Yeah,
Okay.
with a friend.
With a friend? Where was
Yep.
that at?
That was at my house.
At your house? You went home and drank, or you were home already? She came over, you had a
I
few?
was home already, and then we just
You had
had
a
a
few.
sandwich and we had a glass of wine. Yep.
Okay. All right. Drink last night as well?
No.
No? Anything else this morning?
Nope.
No? Just the 2 glasses?
Yep.
Yeah, bigger glasses, smaller?
Probably like 4 or 5 ounces.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Red or white? What do you prefer?
White.
Okay. All right.
Was the stop legal? Start with the 4th Amendment. It bars random stops. Police need specific facts they can actually explain. Delaware versus Prowse settled that in 1979. Here, a lieutenant watched the car slam into a curb. He saw it with his own eyes. That is reasonable suspicion. The stop was clean. Did the officer have to read Miranda first? No, and here is why. Berkemer versus McCarty drew that line back in 1984. A roadside stop is not custody. Miranda only kicks in when the handcuffs do. So when she said 2 glasses of wine, she gave that admission for free. No right invoked. No protection in place. That single sentence carried the rest of the case.
What's that?
Pinot Grigio?
Yep.
right.
Exactly.
All right, being that you had a few drinks, you hit the curb, just want to make sure you're okay. You know,
Okay.
obviously you can't drive this car, but if you get in another
Right.
vehicle, I'll make sure you're okay. So I'm just going to run you through some tests.
Okay.
All right. Have you ever been arrested before?
No.
No? Okay. No drunk driving before?
Nope.
Okay. So these tests will be new to you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Just to gauge my ability to perform these tests and have you answer them correctly, what level of education do you have? Like college, high school?
Oh, I have a master's degree.
Okay, perfect. So you're familiar with the English alphabet then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I asked you to recite the alphabet from the letter D to W, could you do that for me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
D-H-I-J-K-L-M-N-O-P-Q-R-S-T-U-V-W.
Okay, perfect. All right. Do you wear glasses? Because the ones on your head, are those for close, far?
No, these are just for reading.
Okay. So I'm going to check your eyes real quick, all right?
Okay.
I'm going to hold the pen up and ask you to follow my pen.
Yep.
Just do that with your eyes and your eyes only, okay?
Okay.
Don't move your head. Just keep your head straight and just
Okay.
follow your eyes. Do me a favor, put your feet together and arms down your side. Thank you. All right. Do you see my pen?
Yep.
What color is it?
Perfect.
Just again, follow my pen with your eyes and your eyes only, okay?
Yep. To the left.
We're going to go back and forth, all right? So
Okay.
just follow the pen. Over here. All right, last one, we're going to go up. Same thing. Don't move your head, just your eyeballs, okay? Thank you. One more time. Perfect. All right. Do you have any like injuries or anything that affects your balance? Like anything like walking?
Everything's good right now.
Everything's good? Okay. I'm going to ask you to walk on the sidewalk back and forth.
Sure.
Those shoes that you have on, that's okay to walk with?
Yeah, they're
Are they? I can't tell because of the
like
pants.
chef shoes. So
Would you prefer to walk? Do you have socks underneath or no?
no.
Okay, so you okay walking in those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just walk straight
Ready,
ahead.
big guy?
I'll give it a shot.
All right. Stand right here. Face this gentleman. This is Officer Andrew. Okay. He's going to explain something to you.
Do you mind if I shut your car off?
No.
He's going to explain something to you. Just listen to his instructions, all right? Everything's pretty straightforward. If you have any questions or anything, just go ahead and ask him, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to read you some instructions, okay? Do not start the test until I begin, all right? You're going to pretend as if there's an imaginary straight line in front of you, okay? You're going to start by putting your left foot on that line and put your right foot in front with your right heel touching your left toe, and keep your hands down at your side as I am doing so. You may get into that starting position. You may, yep. Not till I start.
Just do me a favor. Just step back here. So I want it to be flat. So
Okay.
it starts to dip down over here. Just step back a little bit. Step back to like this line here, if you could. Thank you.
All right, again, all right, I'm going to read you instructions. Don't start until I tell you to, okay? Do you understand? Okay. So you're going to put your left foot on that imaginary line and your right foot in front of it with your right heel touching your left toe. Keep your hands down at your side like I am doing. Do you understand?
Yep.
Okay. Do not start until I tell you to. When I tell you to begin, you're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps on the line and then turn around keeping 1 foot on the line and return 9 heel-to-toe steps.
Okay.
I will demonstrate. I will be doing 3. Again, you will be doing 9. Okay? I will be doing 3 to demonstrate. You will be doing 9. Okay? Do you understand? All right. Again, do not start until I tell you to. I will just demonstrate. All right? It will look something like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay? On the 9th step, keep the front foot on the line and turn by taking several small steps with the other foot, as I am doing so, okay? You're going to take your other foot off, shuffle around, and then walk back 1, 2, 3. Watch while walking, watch your feet at all times. Keep your arms at your side, count your steps out loud, and once you begin, do not stop until the test is completed. Do you understand these instructions?
Okay, so I have to count the steps out loud, start with my left foot.
So again, at this point, put your left foot here, put your right foot in front of your left foot. Okay? Toes of your left foot touching the heel of your right foot, just like this.
right foot.
Just like that, okay? Stay in this position. Don't start yet.
Okay.
Okay? So, take this position that I am in now, if you could.
Yep.
See how my feet are?
Yep.
Okay. When I ask you to begin, all right, you're going to walk 9 heel-to-toe steps down the line, turn around and take 9 heel-to-toe steps back down the line. So again, I'm going to demonstrate 3, you do 9. So again, 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 9. When you get to your 9th one, you can take your foot off the line, take several small choppy steps. 1, 2, 3, all the way down the line. Okay? Arms down on your side, count out loud. Okay? If you step off, just step back on and continue where you left off. Okay? Any questions?
I don't think so.
All right, you may begin.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Turn around.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
1, 2,
Heel-toe, not
3,
heel-toe,
4,
not heel-toe, not straight,
5,
not heel-toe,
7,
not straight,
8.
not heel-toe, not straight.
Perfect. We have one more test to do. Just stand over here for me again.
Yep.
He's going to explain the directions and demonstrate it to you as well.
So this test is called the one-leg stand, okay? Stand with your heels together and your arms at your side, like I am doing so.
Okay.
The central center.
Do not begin the test until I tell you to, all right? Do you understand? All right. When I tell you to, I want you to raise one leg, either leg, approximately 6 inches off the ground.
Okay.
Foot parallel to the ground. Keep both legs straight and keep your eyes on the elevated foot. Do you understand? I'll reread it for you, okay? When I tell you to, I want you to raise one leg, either leg, approximately 6 inches off the ground. Approximately like a soda can height, okay? Foot parallel to the ground. Keep both legs straight and keep your eyes on the elevated foot.
Okay.
While holding that position, count out loud 1001, 1002, 1003, and so forth until told to stop.
Okay.
Do you understand those instructions?
I think so.
All right, I will demonstrate again. Do not begin until I tell you to. The test will look something like this. You ready?
Yep.
1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, and so on until you are told to stop. Do you understand these instructions?
I think so.
You may begin the test.
Oh, now I'm nervous.
It's okay. You can take your time. Again, you can pick either leg.
Yep.
Let us know when you're ready and we'll start the test.
Okay. I'm not good with balance. 1 1000, 2 1000.
Step down.
How many?
Until I tell you to stop.
1 1000. I'm too shaky and nervous.
Okay. Are you saying you don't want to continue with the test?
No, I'll continue with the test. I mean, I'm just like,
All right.
it's nerve-wracking.
Take a deep breath.
Let her do it again.
Okay. Take your time. We'll let you try it again.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're ready, okay?
Okay. 1,000 to 1,000.
Step it. Ma'am, do you have anything in your pockets?
Money.
Okay. Okay. Just do.
I'll grab it for you.
You just. Yep. Keep your. You can take your hands out of your pockets. Just do me a favor. Turn around for me, please.
Yep.
Put your hands behind your back for me, please. Thank you.
We're 41 for 450.
You have any, besides the money, anything else in your pockets you know about? Drew, you got your Miranda card on you or no?
No.
Give me 1 second, man.
You have nothing else inside your pockets, ma'am?
Not that I know of.
Ma'am, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Your right to speak with an attorney. You cannot afford one. One will be appointed for you. Do you understand these rights? Okay. We're going to search your car. It's just part of the process after you've been arrested for driving while intoxicated. Is there anything in the car we're going to find? Anything we should know about? Okay.
No.
Okay. Is there anything you need out of that car?
Well, my pocketbook, my
I'll grab your pocketbook.
Does you have a phone in
Phone,
there?
keys.
phone. No, my phone's actually at the fishery.
Okay. Keys.
I'm gonna need my phone though.
Okay. Well, we can get that. That's fine.
Okay.
Anything else?
I don't think so. My
Okay.
pocketbook, my phone.
Anything in your pockets besides the cash?
No, but I mean, I can't even check right now.
No, we're gonna check. That's why I just want to know before I go in your
No.
pockets. Okay. Let's give her a quick, make sure there's nothing,
Yeah.
no weapons or anything.
I'm just going to give you a quick pat down with the back of my hand, make sure you don't have anything else on you, okay? What's this? Lighter?
You can grab it, Drew.
Maybe.
Okay. Lip gloss?
Oh, lip gloss.
Okay. And, okay.
Just gonna zip these up so nothing falls out.
Okay.
All right. We'll have a
Nothing
seat.
else on your persons, though?
No.
All right. We're going to take a walk to the car real quick.
We don't have time much.
What? Yeah. We'll grab it for you. Thank you. We're going to go right to the police car here. Put your foot up there. Alright, then just kind of slide on in there.
Yeah.
You need help?
Well, I mean, I can't use my hands, obviously.
We're literally, as you know, we're right next door. It's gonna be a quick trip.
Alright, and then I just gotta buckle you in. Make it a little looser for you. I know it's a short trip, but I don't want you to be uncomfortable.
Sir, just hold up 1 second. I gotta jump in that car real quick.
Is your phone in your pocketbook?
No, it's at the fishery.
Oh, so you don't have it. Okay. I'm just going to put your pocketbook in the front seat of this car. Okay?
Could field sobriety tests alone justify the arrest? Mostly yes. The eye tracking test is the weak link. State versus Doriguzzi knocked that out at trial back in the year 2000. It supports probable cause, but it cannot prove intoxication in court. The other two tests are different. Walk and turn. One leg stand. Both carry full weight. She failed both. The arrest was clean. Could she refuse the breath test? Sure, but at a steep cost. New Jersey runs on implied consent. The moment you accept a license, you have already agreed to blow. State versus Chun confirmed the Alcotest as the official instrument back in 2008. She submitted. The number it spit out closed the case.
Is that too tight? I don't want that to be too tight. Alright. Alright.
You good? Let me see. Is the key in there? Alright.
4461. 4461.
She had a curb, I think. He's just filling out the tow slip.
Oh, no, I'm
Thank you.
on the entire side of the car.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's today or not. I think the LT witnessed it happen.
Let me get a picture of that.
Yeah.
They will say the tow truck driver.
Yeah, you saw her hit a curb? Because
I heard it. So I'm at the light, Rumson Road,
7
and
Bridges.
7 Bridge. I'm on 7 Bridge, northbound. And I heard a bang, looked over, saw it up against the curb, flipped around to go pull it over, and
Just kept going.
kept going.
Yeah.
Until you intercepted her for me here.
I've had a few I had to do that.
Did you find anything in there? Just one bottle?
Just the one bottle.
Lexi's in there, so she can do the...
That's
I think
perfect.
Michelle's in too.
yeah.
Perfect.
Am I good to bring her in?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'll do 15 report.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
I literally came out of the back and I saw her pulling in. I'm like, well, perfect, because now I don't have to like chase anybody.
Yep. Well, she's doing 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, no. But like, at the time you were just kind of putting everything out, so I didn't know what it was yet.
Yeah, rubber's flying off the car. Kind of road.
5406.
Headquarters. Going to be transporting one female 41 to headquarters. Starting mileage is going to be 77945. Cameras on.
Receive 1405.
Two, 4, 6. You can prove?
Yeah.
Alright, so.
You need something?
Headquarters 54. Arriving mileage 77945.
Yeah.
Receive 1406.
Alright, man. Swing your feet out.
I'm having a hard time. Like, really, with the handcuffs?
It's procedure, man. I'm sorry. I know they aren't the most comfortable thing in the world, but again, it is our procedure.
You are.
We're going to walk right up this ramp here.
Here is what she was looking at. Top tier first offense, DWI in New Jersey. 4 to 6 months license forfeiture. Ignition interlock for 9 to 15 months. fines up to $500, up to 30 days in jail. Add reckless driving, another 60 days possible. Failure to maintain lanes, more fines and points. Now, the actual numbers. She submitted to the breath test. The result, 0.194%, more than double the legal limit. 3 summonses issued. DWI, reckless driving, failure to maintain lanes. About an hour later, she walked out into her brother's custody. He signed New Jersey's John's Law form. He is now on the hook if she does this again. Final court disposition, still not public. The lead officer, A-. He pulled her dispositive admission inside the Berkemer safe harbor without ever raising his voice. Miranda was delivered at the right moment. The substance lined up with Florida versus Powell from 2010. Female officers handled the personal search. Bodycam announcements went on the radio. Clean record. Now, why not a full A? He asked, "Do you understand these rights?" and never waited for the answer. That is the Gap defense lawyer's chase at suppression hearings. The law was there. The paper trail was almost there. The driver, C. She did not resist. She did not run. That cooperation kept it calm and earned her decent treatment. But that is where the credit ends. She drove after drinks that pushed her to 0.194. She answered every question. Volunteered the rest. The Fifth Amendment protects you from being forced to talk. It does not talk for you. This outcome did not happen to her. It followed her choices. Here is the first takeaway. Most people get this wrong. You probably think a friendly traffic stop is just a chat. It is not. Berkemer is clear. Anything you say before the cuffs go on can be used at trial. There is no Miranda safety net at the roadside. So license, registration, insurance, hand them over. That is required. Anything past that? Optional. Be polite. Stay quiet. Now the alcohol question. Most people think body weight, food, or feeling sober will save them. None of it will. The legal limit is 0.08. 2 glasses of wine in a short window? You are probably already there. The breath machine does not care if you feel fine. By the time it goes on your tongue, the math is done. Last one, and the biggest. People think refusing the breath test is a clever move. It is not. Every licensed driver has already consented. The license itself is the contract. Refuse in New Jersey, and that becomes its own crime. Penalties? Same as the DWI, sometimes worse. Refusal is not a shield. It is a second charge stacked on the first. Thanks for watching. Tell us in the comments, how did the officer handle this one? Did she talk her way into a conviction, or did the law just catch up where it should? We read every response.